Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum, students. In this video, I'm going to talk about indefinite integrals, part 3. I'll explain part 1, part 2, examples, how to find value of the indefinite integrals functions. Now, in this video, I'm going to talk about part 3. The part 3 is, first, let me to remind you the integral of k x to the power n dx equal to k is a constant. Okay, let's write it up, constant. So x to the power n plus 1 over n plus 1 plus c constant. So if n4 will be x5 over 5. If x9 and 9, x to the power 9 will be 10 over 10, x10. But what about the 10 back to n, this n? What about if n is equal to 0 and n equal to -1? In this video, I will talk about 0 and -1. First, if x is equal to 0, but what do you mean by x to the power 0? See, x to the power 0 is equal to 1. X to the power 0 is equal to 1. So now, the integral of dx equal what? Equal to x. Why? The derivative of x is 1. So plus what? Plus the constant. So now if x to power 0 will be the answer here, x. Because the derivative of x when the integral. In this example. Another example. Okay, another example. Let us say now k is not 1 here, given k1. Let's say the k is 5 dx. So also there is no x, I mean x to the power 0. So be 5x plus c. The derivative of 5x is 5. So the answer 5x plus c. Another example. That's the integral of 10x, 10 dx equal to, again, will be 10x plus c. The integral here, 10x. The derivative of 10x is 10. Another example. Let us to find the integral of square root dx. So there is no x. So the answer is square root 2x plus c. The derivative of x is 1. Another example. We asked to find the integral of minus 5 pi dx. So there is no x. I mean, x to the power 0. I have negative 5 pi x plus c. Okay. This one in case if we have constant only. Even sometimes have the constant is rational number. For example, let us say 3 over 7 dx. So equal what the answer? So 3 over 7x plus c. If the integral of another example, let us say negative 2 over 5 dx. So also there is no x, meaning I have x to the power 0, which is 1. The answer is negative 2 over 5x plus c. Look at it. The derivative of here x is what? Is 1. And the same here, the derivative of x what? Is 1. So the answer will be x. Now, if we have now the n is -1. If they have the n is negative, what do you mean? And if I have integral, see the rule, k x to the power, the integral I have here -1 and -1 dx. Now, so the rule here, what you said, n plus 1 over what? N plus 1. But this -1, if I want it to be, would be here 0. So we can divide by 0. So if n -1, what is the answer? The answer is here equal to constant, this k, constant out. And what about x to the integral of x to the -1 is ln, see, ln absolute value of x plus constant plus c. Why absolute value of x? Because if x is negative, you have to put absolute, because ln negative not defined. So the answer. And see, why ln also? Because the derivative of ln x is equal to, the derivative of x is 1 over x. Yani mean the derivative is x -1. So the derivative of ln x equal to what? X to the power -1. So now, what is the integral? See, what is the integral of -1 dx? This is antiderivative. So equal what? ln absolute value of x plus, yani ln x. So the derivative of ln x, x to the power -1. Now, so this is the rule here. See, this is the rule. I put this one. This is the rule. What the rule this one? If n here, if I have what? If n equal to -1. See the rule, if n is equal to -1. Now, another example. See example. Let us say I have 10x the power -1 dx equal to, the answer is 10. We can say 0 over 0 if you add 1 will be ln, because x to the power -1, the derivative of ln. Ln absolute value of x plus c. That is the answer. Another example. If I said I have 3 over 5, okay, u to the power -1 du. Now, what the answer is? K, 3 over 5. And what about the u to the power -1? We can't add 1. So this derivative of ln. Ln, what I have? Ln u, absolute value of u, plus c. Plus c. Now, another example. Let us say, for example, I have 7 over 9x dx. So what is the answer of this one? First, what is the k? See the k. Now integral. K is 7 over 9, the constant. And what about x? The rule is k xn dx. K times x, but this one over x. So we have to write this x, switch up. We write it. If write it up, so it will be x to the power. What the power? This x power 1 will be -1. -1 dx. Now, what is the answer of this one? X to the power -1. We can't see 0 over 0. So recall that this derivative of ln. So be k, the k is out, k, and ln x -1, x to the power -1, the integral is ln absolute value. Ln absolute value. See, ln absolute value of x plus c, constant. So now look at this example. If you have over x, write it up. So the x -1, but only x one term, not 2 term x plus any number or x minus. So I have x, only one term x. Okay, another example. Let us say the integral of, I have 20 over x dx equal to, again, 20 constant, x to the power -1 dx, so equal to 20 ln absolute value of x plus c. Now, sometimes I have multiplication. Like, for example, we asked to find the integral of x to the power, for example, -12. And here I have, for example, x plus x squared plus 10x, for example, dx equal to, how to find the integral of this one? What the integral? See this multiplication, and look at the parenthesis. This one, the parenthesis is the power 1. We don't write the power 1. So then how to find? So we have to multiply this derivative. Multiply this one by this one, with this one by this one. Why? Because you have power 1 here. You can open the parenthesis. Now, the integral is equal to, the answer is equal to, look at here the solution. The solution is, if we multiply x negative to power -2 times x squared, we add the power. So now the answer is x to the power 0. I mean 1 here, 1. So we don't write it, that is mean, no, right? So I write only here, I write 1 plus. Now x -2 times x power 1, so it will be 10. And here this is 1 plus -2 will be -1. So the power is x to the power -1 dx. So equal to, now the answer is the integral of 1. What is the 1? This means x to the power 0. What b will be x? So the answer is x, the derivative of x is 1. Plus 10, what the integral of x -1? ln what? Absolute value of x plus what? Plus the constant. This is the answer. So again, if you have multiplication, the parenthesis power 1, open the parenthesis, multiply. But if you have power -1, so this one. Again, another example. Let us say I have, for example, x. You have here 2x cubed plus 4x squared plus 10x. For example, plus 20. For example, divide by what? X. This one is 3x cubed. Okay, divided by 2x cubed dx. How to now to find the integral of this one? See, to find the integral of this one, we divide, because all of them one term. There's no two term. If plus minus we can't. But this one is, we have here only one term. So equal to the integral of, first now divide this one by this one will be 2x cubed over cubed, which is equal to 1, plus this one over this one, 4x squared over 2x cubed, plus this one, 10x. Now what I have 10x, this one over this one. So plus now I have here 10x over 2x cubed, okay, 2x cubed. Then what we have now this one, the last one, over this one. So the plus I have here, plus what the plus? So plus 20 over 2x cubed. Now, so we divide numerator by the denominator. Okay, right in this partition. Now equal to, see again, 2x cubed, see, look at the first one, 2x cubed over what? 2x cubed, not this one. And 4x squared over 2x cubed, this one. Now, then 10x over 2x cubed, this one. And 20 over 2x cubed. Why? Because I have one term, all divided by one term. Now, how to write this division? Write it as equal. Now, equal to, see, equal to integral of what now? This parenthesis, x cubed over x cubed. This is 1, so only 1 plus. What about this one? 4 over 2, it is 2. 2 minus 3, so power division, subtraction, so be -1. See what the power is? -1, x to the power -1, plus 10 over 2, 5, x 1 minus 3, -2, -2 here I have, plus, well, this one is 20 divided by 2, is 10, and x up will be here, x -3, dx. See, again, x cubed over x cubed, 1, 2 over 2 is 1, 2 minus 3, -1, 1 minus 3, -2, and here x -3, you have to write it up. This one, what will be here? -3. Now, the integral of, what is the integral of this one? Equal to. So equal to, the first one is x, y with the derivative of x is 1. Plus, the second one, power -1. See, the power is -1. So be ln. So now we have what? We have 2. This one will be 2 ln. Ln what? Ln x, absolutely of x. A plus, now a plus. What the plus? This one. This one, 5, and a plus 1, and a plus 1. This -2. -2 plus 1 is -1. So -1 over -1. Then this one is a plus. This add the power, add 1. So we have 10 x to the power. We add 1, -2 over -2 plus c. So this is the answer. See, look at this. X, 1 will be x, integral of 1. Integral of 1 dx is x. Okay, integral of 1 dx. Here, what equal to what? Is equal to x, the first one. What about the second one? The second one, the integral of x -1. What we said? We said ln absolute value of x plus c. Okay, now this one. What about this -2? -2, we add 1, -1, and plus 1 over n plus 1. Here we have no problem. And what about this one? Also, we add 1 will be -2, -3 plus 1, -2 over -2. We have no problem. So, and the plus the constant. This can be rewritten. So this is the main step. So this we can write it as x, the first one, the second one, 2 ln absolute value of x, and a plus what? Here, because the 5 over -1 will be negative. So negative because positive negative 5, and x -1, you can write it over x, student. And this one positive negative also negative, and I have 10. This one over 2, it is 5. So I can write it 5, and -2x, -2, I can write it over x squared plus c. So here, what explain? Explain in this video, if x to the power 0, x is the power 0, and n to the power 0, and n 0, and n equal to 1. Again, if n 0, again to remind you, if n 0, so I have only the integral of constant dx. So the answer is x plus c. We said in this one, look at if this one 0. F equal to 0, the first one. See, this is the first one, fn 0. What about -1? Again, to remind you, and I have k x -1 dx, so equal to ln absolute value of x, but there is here k constant. Don't forget the k. So here there's a k. So it is k ln x plus c, ln x plus c. And here explain in this example for 1. 1 will be x plus c, 5 will be 5x plus c, 10, because why? Because n is 0. So only a constant. So radical 2, radical 2x. And this one minus 5 pi minus 5x. So each one of the derivative of this one, you can return back to radical 2, -5 pi, because the derivative of x is 1. And here I explain if negative 1 the power will be ln